G'day guys, welcome back into another video on the channel. And in today's video, I'm going to be running through my 2024 finals predictions, like all the predictions, the whole finals series, going to be predicting it. Everyone in the community obviously does this type of video. I do apologise, this is getting out 2 days late. I was meant to get this out on the Tuesday or Wednesday, but I think this will either be out on the Thursday or the Friday. But anyways, enough yapping about that. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Let's just get straight into the finals predictions. Alrighty guys, the fixtures for finals week 1 came out a couple of days ago now, maybe 4 or 5 days ago. Port versus Cats. First game on the Thursday night. Next week on the Thursday at 5:40 PM. The Adelaide Oval. Obviously, Port secure themselves a home qualifying final. And if they do win that, they do secure themselves a home preliminary final. So, massive game for Port for them to win the premiership. If they win this, I genuinely reckon Port are probably I reckon that they're like the most. If they win this game, they're the most likely. After they win this game, they're the most likely to win the premiership, I reckon, because if they win this, get a home preliminary final, I think that they will win the grand final. But it's only a matter of time until this game. But I think Port should get the job done, obviously, because it's at their home ground. They play elite at Adelaide Oval. Big Thursday night clash. I think it'll honestly be a bit of a snooze fest. I reckon it'll be a mediocre game. It won't be like one of those like really close finals, or it won't be a smashing final either. I think it'll be a pretty boring game. Honestly, I just have this little feeling that this is going to be a really boring game. So I'm going to say Port to get the job done by 21 points. I'm going to say 21 points to get the job done by. They should hold on and get the win. Alrighty guys, now for the next game of the final series on the Friday night at 5:40 PM, 6th of September at the G. This is the only game at the G for the first out of the 4 games that are in the only game in Melbourne actually that are in the that's in the first week of finals. I think being it's at the MCG, I think I have to go the Hawks. But if it was at Marvel, I would lean more towards the Dogs, being it is at Marvel. But Marvel, they just don't get those big finals games anymore. And apparently there will be 90k plus at this game, from what I've heard so far. But yeah, I think this will be a really good game. I genuinely think that this will be a really close, high-intensity finals game. So yeah, I do believe the Hawks will win though. That they just play such good footy at the G. It's unbelievable. But yeah, I'm gonna go the Hawks to win by 4 points. In an absolute thriller at the G, finals week 1, and the Dogs get eliminated, and the Hawks advance to a semi-final. Alrighty guys, now for the next game, third game of the round, or of the week, finals week 1, on the Saturday at 1:20 PM at the SCG. We've got the Battle of the Bridge. This is the 4th time since GWS were created in 2012 that there's actually been a Battle of the Bridge final. So it's a very it occurs a fair bit, honestly. So, and from what we've seen previously, the GWS Giants, they always win the finals against the Swans, whereas in the home and away season this year, the Swans have beaten them twice, I'm pretty sure. Both 2 times. But being it's an inner final, it's that time of year, I'm going to go the Giants to get the job done by 12 points. I think it'll be a good game. It's the afternoon game. It's the only afternoon game out of all the games that are played in finals week 1. But yeah, I'm going to go the Giants, and I'm going to go them to win it by 12 points. Alrighty, now for the 4th and last game of finals week 1. We've got the Lions taking on Carlton Blues at the Gabba. Now, this is actually an interesting match. Originally, I just thought, oh yeah, Lions are going to win that. It's going to be a fucking easy game for them. But no. From what I've heard, there's going to be some big names coming back to the Blues. I'm pretty sure they've got TDK coming back, Charlie Curnow, possibly Harry Mackay, Nick Martin. Not Nick Martin. Fuck. I'm going to cut that bit out. Jack Martin. Yeah, they've got heaps of people that are rumoured to come back in. And I do believe that they are going to come back in because this is a big game and the Blues need all their best 22 players they can get. So, yeah, I reckon the Lions will get the job done because it's at the Gabba. We saw this happen in a preliminary final last year. And I feel like the same thing's going to happen where the Blues get out to a big lead. I think it was like 30 points last year, and then they're in the lead for the whole game. But then it comes to that midway point through the third quarter, the Lions just start dominating and they win by a reasonable margin of, and I'm going to say 19 points. Alrighty, now moving on to finals week 2, or the semi-finals round. There's only 2 games in this round, obviously. Yeah, so the Sydney Swans, I predicted the Sydney Swans to lose the qualifying and go to a semi. And I predicted the Lions to win one of the eliminations and come to the semi. And here they both meet at the SCG. I reckon this will be the Friday game. You would think this would be the Friday game at 5:40 PM, 13th of September. I genuinely do have a weird feeling that the Lions are going to go... I mean, not the Lions. The Swans are going to go out in straight sets. Like, that could genuinely happen. I do think it can happen. But it's at the SCG, and the Swans have been showing relatively good footy at the SCGs just in the past maybe 4 or 5 rounds. So I'm going to go the Swans, but I do think it will be close. And so I'm going to go the Swans by only 7 points. And I reckon that'll be just a ripper game, all in all. This is probably, if this does occur, this will probably be the game that I actually want to watch, because I genuinely want to watch the Swans go out in straight sets, if that does happen, but I'm not going to predict that, so I'm just going to go the Swans. I'm going to go them by 7 points. What a game this is. On the Saturday, 5:40 PM, I predicted the Cats to lose the qualifier and come through to a semi, and the Hawks to win the elimination and come through to a semi. And here they meet at the MCG, 14th of September, 5:40 PM on a Saturday. This will be a good game. I do think this will be a good game. And I reckon this will be the closest game out of all the final series. I genuinely reckon it will be. Now let's talk about the Hawks first. The Hawks obviously coming off an insane home and away campaign. Obviously, I think I saw a thing on Instagram the other day. It showed the differences between Hawks round 5. They were at the bottom of the ladder, 0 wins in round 5, and then I think it was round 17. They showed them, like, I think it was 9th or something, or 8th, and now they're 7th. They finished 7th, and they've made it all the way to a semi-final. So that's an elite season from the Hawks. You would think that their young players would get up and about for this game, but being the Cats have the huge finals advantage, they're just an insane finals side. They've got all that experience in finals. I'm gonna have to tip the Cats, and they're gonna go through to a preliminary final, and the Hawks will get eliminated. And I'm gonna say by a very small margin of only 2 points. Alrighty, guys. For this first preliminary final, we've got the Giants taking on the Geelong Cats at NG Stadium. This will be an interesting game because I don't recall the last time we've genuinely seen the Cats play at NG Stadium. Yeah, I don't recall the last time they've played at NG Stadium. So this will be an interesting game for finals. You'd think that all the Giants fans would pack into NG Stadium and possibly even have a full house if this game does occur. So yeah, you'd think the Giants fans and the players would be up and about for this game to make it into their second grand final. So I'm purely just based off that, I'm gonna tip the Giants. And we've seen this happen before. We've seen the Cats lose the qualifying, win the semi, and then lose the prelim. So I think the same thing's gonna happen this year, and the Giants are gonna get the win, and they're gonna get it pretty easily. They're gonna get a pretty easy win of 25 points. Alrighty, guys, now for the final game of the final series, bar the grand final, obviously. We've got the second preliminary final. This is usually in the afternoon, so I think that this would be a 2:35 p.m. game at the Adelaide Oval on the Saturday. Yeah, this is the game before the grand final. The Giants have just made the grand final. I've just predicted them to make the grand final. Who will join them in the grand final and have a shot at premiership glory? I'm going to tip Port at home. Huge power crowd. This should be a huge... if this game does occur, this should be a huge crowd. I really do think it will be a full house at the Adelaide Oval. There won't be many Sydney fans travelling down from Sydney, obviously, because Sydney aren't that big of a travelling club. Like, their fans don't really travel much. But don't get me wrong, that they do pack into SCG when there are big games. But enough about that. For this game, I think it's gonna be power domination. I do think it's gonna be power domination. I think the two prelims will be relatively moderate games. They won't be thrillers, but they won't be smashings. They're gonna be relatively moderate, and I'm gonna say the Power get the job done by, we'll say, why not? We'll say 21 points. Not a thrashing, not a close game, as I said before. But yeah, I just think Port, they have to make it into the grand final this year, and I do think the Swans are going to get knocked out of a chance to have a premiership glory in 2024 after being on top all year. They've gone out in the prelims, and I've predicted GWS versus Port grand final. Alrighty, guys, now for the final game of the year. I have predicted GWS to play Port Adelaide in the grand final. 12:30 p.m. in the grand final's traditional time slot. That's for WA, obviously. At the Big G, two interstate sides. The last time this happened was 2006 between West Coast and Sydney, where my boys got the dub 18 years ago now. That it seems weird to say that 2006 was 18 years ago, but it really was. Yeah, this is two interstate sides. You would think that there'd be maybe about 60,000, 50,000 Port fans there, then maybe about 10,000, 15,000 GWS fans, and that would allow about 35,000 neutral fans to actually get into the game. So there'd be a lot of people that don't actually support these sides actually going to this game. I think personally, a lot of people that just live in Melbourne and don't even support their sides. But yeah, I'm gonna go GWS. They've only ever been in one grand final in 2019, and they fucked it up really bad. They choked by, I don't even know the margin. It was just horrible against the Tigers in 2019. I don't think they're gonna mess this one up. They gotta win it. They've just been an elite side all year. Obviously, Jesse Hogan winning the Coleman. Yeah, they've got an elite midfield, elite forward line, elite back line. There's not much to say. I'm going to go the Giants by 5 points in a thriller to win the 2024 grand final. I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I know I haven't been uploading much, but I've got a bit of content. I've thought of some video ideas in my head. I've written them down. They're going to be on the YouTube channel within the next month, hopefully. You'd think, if I do get around to it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Remember to like the video if you didn't already. And remember to subscribe to the channel, as I am trying to hit 300 subscribers within, we'll say 300 by the end of October. So that gives you guys 2 months to get me to 300. Yeah, I've just really appreciated all the support and everyone who subscribes. And who knows, maybe by the end of the year we could even get to 400. So yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.
someone